Hi guys, it's your faculty Ranganathan SVN Kondala. I am back again continuing the Indian architecture video lecture series that we were seeing on Unacademy optional and UPSC CSE channel. Now in this session we're going to continue from where we stopped in the last class. In the last video I was actually discussing with you about Indus Valley architectural features, particularly the drain canal features and Harappan's town planning, etc. We were seeing some information like these. Okay, now among architecture and pottery, among architecture and sculptures of Indus Valley civilization, the pottery of Indus Valley remains one of the most unique and distinctive features. In one of the videos I even discussed about how some of the pottery figures of Indus Valley civilization did show evidence of the story of the crow, the black crow, thirsty crow story, where the crow is thirsty and it starts putting stones into a pot, and as the water comes up, it collects the water and drinks the water. That story is painted. So the pottery of Indus Valley civilization was somewhat unique for its specific features. Now, most of the pottery was red and black pottery ware, completely wheel based. Red color was used to paint the background, and black color was generally used to put designs on the red background. So the pottery was made of red color with black color paintings. Trees, animals, patterns, human figures, some sort of stories were always part of this style of pottery. Pottery was actually used for three main unique purposes. One was for storage. So there was one set of pottery which was used for household purposes. Mainly to store grains, water, those sort of things. Now the second was decorative purposes. Now there was a set of pottery which was generally less than half inch in size, were used for decorative purposes, house interior designing. They were so marvelously and fantastically carved that even now they evoke awe among the archaeologists who are extracting these potteries. Some of the potteries were also perforated pottery. The perforated pottery basically means pots, clay pots with a little holes or perforated holes. Now these were mainly used to drain curd or make liquor. They had a large hole at the bottom and small holes across the sides. They might have been used for straining liquor, straining purposes or training purposes. But pottery was definitely an intrinsic part of Indus Valley life. Very, very intrinsic part of Indus Valley. The clay pots were also highly polished, and they were glazed to give a sort of shine, like those that you see in present day. There was also this shining wax type shining. The people of Indus Valley civilization were very, very fond of potting paintings, and so pottery or pots became, you can say, a platform on which these Indus Valley people expressed their painting skills. Their patronage for painting transpires or crosses across in human figures, painting animals, other objects. There were even paintings of stories. The quality of the painting, particularly of the painters, really surpasses all records of Indus Valley civilization. Now, along with pottery, Indus Valley people also gave extensive focus on ornamentation. A large variety of materials like precious metals, beads, gemstones, even bones, baked clay rings were used for ornamentation. I mean, in the locations of Chanhudaro and Lothal, Chanhudaro even shows an evidence of a makeup kit with bronze mirrors. I mean, bronze was sharpened or polished to such a fantastically marvelous extent that bronze would even literally behave like a mirror. Both Indus Valley men and women gave extensive, you can say, emphasis or focus to ornamentation like necklaces, fillets, armlets, finger rings, etc. Girdles, earrings, and anklets were also used extensively. Like leg bangles which we wear in the legs. Harappans used cotton, wool, which was naturally spun by rich and poor alike. I mean, cotton and wool were common textile clothing that they used, and spindles and hoes were made from expensive fines of like soft glass type of material, as well as cheap clay. So there was differences. Now this is some of the examples of ornamentations of Indus Valley civilization. Now one unique observation that most of us observe, most historians do observe, most archaeologists do observe about Indus Valley civilization's ornamentation is the excessive and extensive focus on use of gold. Gold seems to have been used extensively in Indus Valley civilization. Now this is basically a hairband, actually a gold hairband, which Indus Valley people used to use, gold hairbands. Okay. Now, as part of these cultural schools which were developed by Indus Valley civilization, any discussion of architecture of Indus Valley and art of Indus Valley is incomplete without discussing the contribution of seals. Seals were little slabs, little slate type of things, 2 inch by 2 inch, 2 by 2 square inches. We don't know what the seals were basically used for. I mean, that part not clarified. I mean, different archaeologists, different historians give different theories to why seals were actually used. One thing we definitely know this: the seals were of prominent significance because thousands and thousands of seals were found in Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Chanudaro, Lothal, Dholavira, Rakhigarhi, every other place. Now, most popular seal was a Pasupatinada seal, which actually has a yogi sitting in the center, a tiger and an elephant on his left side, a bull and a rhinoceros on his right side, text, some sort of Indus text written on the top, and 2 antelopes near his feet. The material of this it is made of is steatite. Steatite is also sometimes called soft stone, depicting a human figure as a deity. Now he has thorns on the head, or thorns crown. So British historians, British archaeologists like Vincent A. Smith called him the Pasupatinada. It will be exaggeration to call him Pasupatinada today. I mean, British used to call it Pasupatinada. But the problem is the concept of Shiva, which was actually referred to Indus Valley civilization, is essentially a concept which was coming from the Gupta period. So we are not even sure if this idea of Shiva existed during Indus Valley civilization. Okay. Other than this, Indus Valley people had absolute expertise in craftsmanship, dancing, painting, games. In fact, they even have we found a terracotta clay slab which looks like chess, and numerous toys were observed. Potters, masons, metal workers, everybody alike, from silversmiths and goldsmiths, everybody was popular in Indus Valley civilization. Everybody contributed. Okay, so some of the most important contributions of Indus Valley in architecture is the unicorn seal, Pasupatinada seal, Mother Goddess terracotta doll, terracotta cart, male torso, red sandstone, bearded priest, this is pottery, the red and black pottery ware, and Mohenjo-daro. There is also humped bull seal. Humped bull seal was extensively observed in the town of Harappa. An example of something similar to chessboard. Numerous female terracotta figurines and polished terracotta toys were also observed here. Well polished, well designed terracotta toys. Numerous toys in Indus Valley civilization. Now let us say a series of multiple choice questions from Indus Valley civilization. Okay, Okay, some important multiple choice questions of Indus Valley civilization. The earliest city discovered in India was Harappa, Punjab, Mohenjo-daro and Sindh. The answer for this question is Harappa. It was excavated by Dr. D.R. Sahani, 1921. Harappa. After this, the second oldest city was excavated by R.D. Banerjee, Rakhaldas Banerjee, 1922. Mohenjo-daro. Two most important issues. This is a previous year question. Assertion. There are no conclusive proofs of presence of temples or public places of worship in Indus Valley civilization. To the Harappans, religion was perhaps more a personal and a private matter than a public affair. Now, both assertion and reason are true. Reason is correct explanation of assertion. Both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. Assertion is true, reason is false. Assertion is false, reason is true. Now the answer for this question is C. Assertion is true, reason is false, because while we do understand that there were not a lot of temples or temple style constructions which are there, we can't conclusively say that religion was perhaps a personal and not a private affair, or a private affair, not a public affair. This is non-conclusive. So in assertion reason questions, if something is non-conclusive, you must answer the question sitting within the domains of the question, not try to think from what you know. Indus Valley had more than 1,000 cities and settlements. Most of these were well organized. But remember that although there were large walls, citadels, fortifications, etc., there is absolutely no evidence of monument palaces or temples in Indus Valley civilization. The uniformity on Harappan artifacts clearly suggests some form of authority and governance to primarily regulate the seals. There was some sort of authority and governance. Okay. Now, Indus or Harappan civilization is distinguished from other contemporary civilizations by its A. Town planning, B. Underground drainage systems, uniformity in weights and measures, large agricultural surplus. Now, main unique difference that we actually see between Indus Valley and its contemporary civilization of Mesopotamians, Chinese and Egyptians, the main difference that we observe is with regards to the underground drain planning. One of the most remarkable features of Indus Valley civilization was its excessive focus on underground drain planning, particularly the focus on hygiene and sanitation. In fact, Indus Valley civilization provided for an excellent drainage system. Every house in the civilization had its own drain and soak pits, which was perfectly connected to the public drainage systems. And also these drains were layered with bricks, sealed with gypsum. They were also covered, had very clear manholes at regular intervals for cleaning and clearing purposes. Indus people had a perfect underground drainage system. I mean, really the perfect underground drainage system. No other contemporary culture of Indus Valley civilization emphasized so much on the drain system as was done by the Indus people. Which one of the following Harappan sites is not located in Gujarat? Surkatoda, Rangpur, Sukta-Gendor, Desalpur. Many a times there do come questions which ask about locations or the regions of Indus Valley civilization. Sukta-Gendor is basically the westernmost Indus Valley settlement, located 480 kilometers west of Karachi on the Makran coast, almost like in Pakistan's Balochistan province. It is near the western bank of Dasht river. and is also known as, particularly near a stream known as Gajakor. Sukta possibly was a small settlement with substantially more imposing walls and gateways. Sukta Gendor. Next question. Which one of the following Indus Valley sites is presently in Pakistan? Kalibangan, Harappa, Alamgirpur and Lothal. The answer would be B. Harappa. Harappa is in old bank of the Ravi River, on the banks of Ravi River. In Mohenjo-daro is on the banks of Indus River. Now, Kalibangan is in India, Rajasthan, Alamgirpur, UP, Lothal, Gujarat. The Great Bath of Indus Valley Civilization has been found at Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, Ropar and Kalibangan. The answer here would be Mohenjo-daro. Mohenjo-daro is known for this stepped water tank. It also has clearly established galleries. And based on the presence of galleries on the top, many historians conclude that possibly Mohenjo-daro was known for some sort of ritual bathing. Okay, archaeological evidence in Mohenjo-daro also clearly indicates that the Great Bath was built in the 3rd millennium BC, soon after the raising of the citadel mound on which it is located. Okay, and one fact I like to give you is the word Mohenjo-daro basically means mound of the dead. And possibly it used to be called that way because at the time of excavation, many piles of dead bodies were found in Mohenjo-daro. And that's why historians call it, archaeologists did call it mound of the dead. Now the social system of Harappans was fairly egalitarian, slave labor system, color based, varna, caste based. This is basically very difficult to conclude. It was a previous year question, but on the basis of NCERT's discussions, we can conclude Harappan system was fairly egalitarian. Archaeological records of Indus Valley civilization actually provide no evidence of armies, raids, kings, slaves, social conflicts, prisons, or even negative traits which are generally associated with class division, caste division, or status division in a society. Since we do not see any major evidence of kings or rulers, that's why historians just basically conclude that possibly Harappan civilization was mostly an egalitarian system of governance, which might have been very, very common. Okay, which of the following was the only Indus site with an artificial brick dockyard? Lothal. Lothal was an artificial dockyard system. Kalibangan is known for bangle making or bead industry. Harappa is known for great granary. Mohenjo-daro is known for great bath, dancing girl statue. Now see, I am only mentioning known for. There are other things also which were found in these cities. Lothal was definitely a port city, a trade city. It was an artificial port located at Saragwala in Gujarat. The dockyard was located away from the main current, mainly to avoid disposition of silt. And also the water storage system of the port was actually slant in order to support silting. If at all the silting happens, then all the silt will go down. Okay, nicely sealed. Which statement of Harappan civilization is correct? Horse sacrifice was known to them, cow was sacred to them, Pashupati was venerated by them. The culture was generally static. So based on Gazette of India and NCERT textbook, looks like Pashupati was venerated by them or celebrated, worshipped, commemorated by them. The Pashupati seal was found extensively and across all parts of Indus Valley civilization. The seal depicts a seated figure, possibly tricephala, having 3 heads. It was once thought that it was ithiphallic, an interpretation that is now mostly discarded. Okay, Now these are some of the MCQs of Indus Valley civilization. At a later stage we will do, once we complete all the architectural features and etc., we will do more and more MCQs of Indus Valley civilization. Now that's the architectural schema, architectural planning of Indus Valley era. Now that's Ranganathan SVN Kondala's discussions on Indus Valley architecture. That's it in this video, guys, and let us continue in the next video, and we will continue with Vedic, Magadha, Mauryan, early Mauryan architectural features and what all Mauryans contributed for us. Now meanwhile, do subscribe to my page on Unacademy Plus, unacademy.com/Srivanar. Join Unacademy Plus, get access to some of India's best faculties, and you will always be able to get the best benefit of it. Okay, thank you. Together let's crack it. You have a nice day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.